Right. Again, we will conduct our lectures online, just like what we're doing right now. And once we get to NORSU, you'll just have to work on your activities. Let's say building your website, and I will no longer be doing the lecturing, but I will just going to supervise you. So if you have any questions or if you need help, I'll be there to supervise you, to help you. Okay? Again, dili na tayo mag-discuss ana nga time if na nato dito because we're already done with our discussion here online. So again, just to recap, once we'll be given that face-to-face or go signal for a limited face-to-face class, it's gonna be a blended one, meaning we'll be doing an online class. We'll be doing our online class for the discussion, and then we'll schedule a time, a day to visit NORSU laboratory for the hands-on. Okay. And then next is the learning management system. So basically, we already know what that is. Basically, these are the software applications used to plan, implement, and assess learning process. What we've been using for quite a while already is Google Classroom. Other schools uses other LMS. They use katong, I forgot what's that called. Abang mas eskwelahan na sila kaugalingon nga proprietary LMS, but since NORSU doesn't have, we will use a free one provided by Google, and that is Google Classroom. And I don't think I have to explain that thoroughly to you since this is your third year already, so I'm pretty sure you're already familiar with all of it in the past semesters. So basically, it's like an online classroom. Think of any activities that you can do in an actual classroom, and then just put it online, and that is an LMS. Okay, so the LMS that we're going to use is Google Classroom, and then it will be backed up with these platforms, namely Facebook or Facebook Messenger, and then YouTube. So our main LMS is Google Classroom, and then we will use Facebook and YouTube, Facebook Messenger as well, as a backup or kumbaga support platform, because not everybody can access Google Classroom right away, but everybody can be reached through Messenger, okay, because Messenger is free for everybody, diba? So every time that we will have an activity on the Google Classroom, perhaps the teacher or you guys will inform each other through Facebook Messenger so that everybody will be notified. And then for the YouTube, basically our live and recorded lessons will be uploaded to YouTube so that you can watch it at a later time at your own time for review, especially since this is coding, this is a coding subject, hands-on subject, kumbaga. This is web programming. So, naay mga parts nga makalimtan. So, you can always watch the replay para, to know more or to learn more or perhaps to review what you have learned, basically. Especially since this is coding, it's really important to record the class para pwede nimo i-replay to get the actual codes, to get what the teacher is trying to explain. Alright, so for Google Classroom, we will be utilizing it for assignment and projects. But this time around, na-under man muna ako last semester sa who among you were under me with, I think if I'm not mistaken, graphics design or graphics and visual computing. Na-under ba muna ako last sem? Tanan. Alright, that's good. So we already know how Google Classroom works. So basically, we've been using it as for assignment and projects, and in this time around, we'll also be including our assessment activity. If you can remember, ang atong assessment activity last time are through Google Form only, and sometimes medyo sir nawala o kabalo sa link. So instead, we're going to upload the links as well, or basically the assessment activities through Google Form. Through Google Classroom. But it will still be through Google Form. Or bag ang Google Form i-attach na siya sa Google Classroom para dito na tanan dili na magkawala ay ang mga links. Alright, again, Messenger are for announcements. So again, Google Classroom are for assignment, projects, and assessment. And then Facebook Messenger is for announcement. Alright, so please take a screenshot if you haven't joined in our Google Classroom yet. Naka-join na ba tanan? Okay, so that's good. So just in case you pala, please try to take a screenshot so you can also share it with your classmates who haven't yet. And then you can click this link or use the application or go to the website, click on join class, and then enter this code. And then you'll get to CSC 304 na classroom. Okay, wala nilabot ng section B, nalimot ko delete. Alright? Okay, so yung gyapon ako nabutang dire, but it's okay. Anyway, I'm pretty sure everybody's already joined in our messenger. So for those who doesn't, please type your name. If wala mo, please type in your Facebook name in the comment so that we can add you to our chat group if wala pa mo ka-join. And if you have any concern, personal matters for me, please contact me through my Facebook account. This is for academic purposes only, so it may take a little while for me to read it. It's because there are tons of students who are messaging me, medyo matabunan, and I really have the time to scroll down. Hopefully makita na ko yung message and I'll be able to address it. I'll address it, of course. Just give me a few time, perhaps just give me time to review all your messages so I can get back to you. Okay, so again, this is my personal account, fb.me/Publico. And for YouTube, our pre-recorded and live lectures will be uploaded here. So this is my channel. So if you wanted to review all the classes, just visit this website. I'm sorry, this channel, and then you can also study in advance. However, for CSC 304, this is the first time that I'll be teaching CSC 304. I've been teaching web development 1 and 2 for the past, ever since I started working in NORSU, but I haven't taught, wala pa ko katudlo og CSC 304. However, ideally, basically everything that I have taught in all the lessons that I have taught in ITS 300, web development 1 and web development 2, basically those are the same topics that we will discuss in CSC 304. Mura siya ang duwa ka semester, duwa ka subject atong gihimong usa mo ning nahitabo na CSC 304. Alright, so you can still, maybe you can watch in advance. Pwede nyo i-visit tong katong kaninga channel and then look for the playlist that is titled ITS 300 and ITS 306. That is web development 1 and web development 2. Alright, so do you have any questions so far? If none, type no in the comment. Just comment no in the comment if you like question. Again, dalion na nato ni so that, you know, since this is just an orientation. So if there are no questions, type no in the comment. But if none, you may ask your question now. Okay, no. Alright, thank you. Alright, let's proceed then. Okay, so these are the topics that we are going to learn, or hopefully we can cover all of it. Okay, so medyo pressure siya sa kay comsci man mo. Gi-expect man gud nga ang comsci are more advanced than IT, so that's why ang iyong subject i-compress og ang subject, duha ka subject sa IT gihimong usa ka sa comsci. Right? So the pressure is on. Alright, but don't you worry, I'll do my best to be able to share it with the best that I can. I'll be able to teach all of these lessons to you guys. So I'll be needing your cooperation lang good. We'll try to make our class as fast as we could so that we can cover all of the lessons. And then you can always rewatch it. If medyo paspas at tagamay, you can either rewatch the replay. Everything will be available for you to watch. Ano lang. So here are the things that we're going to learn. We will start with discussing the World Wide Web. So the internet and the World Wide Web, classification of websites, how the web works, web browsers, domain name system servers, web servers. So basically these are just understanding how the World Wide Web works. So from the moment that we open up, for example, visit a website, let's say facebook.com. What happens on the background when we type www.facebook.com in our browser? What happens in the background? Unsa siguro'y kinabuhat sa atong browser until such time that we will see our page, katong page na atong gina-visit, or let's say we'll visit youtube.com. The moment na ni-type ta og www.youtube.com, unsay mga processes, what are the things that happens in the background until such time that you will see your Facebook, your YouTube, the YouTube na website. Alright, so we're going to understand that. It's very important for us to learn how the World Wide Web works before we can introduce something to it. Before ta mo add og website sa World Wide Web, dapat sa tamabalaan yun sa pagtrabaho sa World Wide Web. Ano ba? Alright, so after that, once we already know the foundation about the World Wide Web, we will start right away with the front-end technologies. So we will discuss hypertext markup language, cascading style sheets, JavaScript. Alright, so these are front-end technologies. Now, who among you here already have knowledge or have experience or perhaps familiar with either of these three? Kinsay mga naka-experience or naka-try or perhaps naka-familiar in either of these three? Those who are familiar, please comment, let's say 2 in the comment section. Kinsay naka-familiar or naka-experience, please type 2 in the comment. Okay, we have 1. Alright. Kinsa pa? Okay, Andaya, Katipunan, Legado. Alright, so that's good to hear. Now, may I ask one of you guys to share with us? Just share lang. How is it? How are you familiar with this? Just share us the story on why is it that these three are familiar to you. Let's start with the first one. Villacampa Analin, can you turn on your mic? Possible if camera. Share with us how these front-end technologies are familiar to you. Hmm? Okay, that's okay. All right, that's good. Thank you, Miss Villacampa. All right, that's good to hear. So you already have knowledge with hypertext markup language because of your ICT. That's an advantage of having an ICT strand and then pursuing IT. Basically, it would be easier for us, your instructors, to teach you because since you already have knowledge. Kinsa pa? Si Ortega, Renar, I'm sorry, unsay di ko ka-pronounce in Renarged Ortega. Can you share with us your experience? Okay, nga naman, asa nimo na experience ninyo HTML, CSS, JavaScript or either of these three? Hmm. Okay, all right, that's good. Okay, that's good to hear. So, um, how about there is a NORSU? Kinsa ninyo nakatry na o maybe sa inyohang previous years, kinsa nakatry na either of these three? Because ang IT, nangutan ako kanina, naka-experience daw sila og IT, I'm sorry, naka-experience daw sila og HTML because of Sir Van Hart. Gi-discuss daw ni nila. Nakatry mo na last year, perhaps? Or JavaScript? Okay. You mean Java or JavaScript? JavaScript. Okay, that's good. Okay. All right. The pressure is on. The servant heart mic siya ginana ka ng JavaScript. Ako medyo gasunod ra ko niya. So, I'll try my best to keep up. But that's good. And that way medyo makapaspas gyud ito ta because you already have foundation with the front end technology. So that's good to hear. So pwede natong paspasan siya gamay. So once we are already good, I should say good since you already have knowledge with it. Once we're good enough, we're already good with the front end technologies, then we can proceed with front end frameworks. For example of that is Bootstrap. Who among you here has experience or nakatry na or nakafamiliar of Bootstrap? Type 3 in the comment. Mahadlok na lang mo type kay pangutanon man ni sir. Don't be, okay? Alright, kinsa nakatry na ana, please type 3 in the comment. Bootstrap and experience. And still, ha? Wala pa? Okay. All right. It's okay because I asked as pod sa IT, wala pa sila kabalo. Naaray uban na kabalo, it's because they did some research. Just like Ortega, he did some research, that's why kabalo siya. So, front-end frameworks, specifically Bootstrap, just to give you an idea, it's a collection of libraries, collection of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript libraries. That means, mura siya og mga ginama na daan nga mga parts sa website ba, mga elements sa website. Let's say, gagama kag website, ganahan kang butangan nimo og table. So, ang Bootstrap na siya yung mga pre-designed na table. I-design na siya sa Bootstrap daan mga table, and all you to do is just use those table and add it to your website. So, generally, sayon siya, it would be easier for us to build websites, to design websites using Bootstrap because everything is ready. You just have to copy the codes and use it on your own. Okay? So that is Bootstrap. Mura siya, mga gi-design na siya daan yung mga elements. Let's say, aside from table, let's say, butangan mo siya o gallery. Yung website, butangan mo gallery, photo gallery, and just copy the codes. You can use the elements provided, use it for your website, and you're good to go. So, inana ba? So, it would be easier for us to develop a website or design a website using Bootstrap. But it's not just Bootstrap. There are tons of frameworks out there, but this is what we'll be using. Now, the question is, sir, if kaya din natong pwede rin ng inana, why do we have to study the front-end technologies? Again, the reason why it's because, again, Bootstrap is ready-made, diba? And all you need to do is just add it on your website. What if you want to customize Bootstrap? If may problema sa Bootstrap, how are you going to fix it? So it requires knowledge, at least bisag basic knowledge with HTML, CSS, so that you'll be able to work on the Bootstrap even more. Alright? So, and another reason is, it would be best if you already know how to use Bootstrap so that it would be easier for us to work with any other frameworks in the future. So it's always best to have a reserve, a backup knowledge with HTML because that is the most fundamentals when it comes to web development. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then once you already have knowledge with that, then it would be easy for us to use any other frameworks out there, including Bootstrap. Okay? And then next, after that, sa'yo pa ako nabutan, back-end technologies. So, it's not Bootstrap anymore. So, there are different back-end technologies. That includes JavaScript. But that also includes other scripting languages like PHP, MySQL, etc. Okay, so that's next. Once we're able to develop a website or design a website using Bootstrap, we will proceed with adding functionalities to our website. So this is the actual programming starts because here dili pa man siya programming, designing pa man siya nga area part. But once we get to the back end, that is where the programming starts. So what are the different programming languages na inyong nabalaan so far? Sa first year, we started with C++, right? First year. And then Java on your second year with Mr. Alejo. Okay. If that's the case, then on your third year, this time we will learn a new programming language for web development, and that is PHP. Naka-try na mag PHP or naka-experience naman na? Who among you have an idea what PHP is? Huh? Okay, I think none. So PHP is another programming language specifically for web development. So it's called scripting language. Using PHP, we'll be able to make functionalities on our website. Let's say, for example, just like Facebook. Think of Facebook. What Facebook can do. Basically, you can post comments, you can post pictures, post status, pwede kang mag-rant sa Facebook, pwede kang mo-comment, mo-share, mo message. So those are called functionalities. So using PHP, we can also add functionalities to our website. So basic lang, basic lang. My goal for this course is that we'll be able to create an e-commerce website. What do you mean by e-commerce website, guys? Anyone? Or give an example of an e-commerce website. Huh? That's right. Okay, Shopee. All right. When say e-commerce, basically you'll be able to sell or trade goods online. Be able to display. But obviously, Shopee is very ako na kay siya. Murag high-end na kay Shopee. If we can just create very simple nga e-commerce website. Basically, bahalag dili ta ka process of credit card or payment. Basta kay at least maka-upload ta og products, maka-display ta sa ilang prices, maka-delete ta sa product, maka-edit ta sa product. Ano lang, basta di na ta ka process of payment because that will take a lot of time. Obviously. Basta makagama ra tag simple nga e-commerce website that you're going to display your products and then display the information and then that's it. Okay? So that is using PHP. Now, after that, we're going to practice MySQL, the BMS or Database Management System using MySQL. Nakatry dyan mag MySQL before, di ba? Niagi na gun mag database management, right? Niagi na ba mag DBMS? I think si Sir Mark Juleus ba ang instructor, ana? If I'm not mistaken. Is that true? Nakatry na mag database management system? Wala mo. Amo ba? I think third IT ra din eh. Na may subject nga DBMS ron. Database management system. Na may subject ron nga year. Amo ba? Basin. So at least it's okay. Bahalag at least na may idea on niya pohon. If hopefully makuha nato ni nga topic. At least you already have once we get to your database management system, you already have basic knowledge. Gamay ra pud nga knowledge akong ma-share ani, it's because our focus is creating website man. And then for a functioning website to work, we need database. Kinahanglan siya database, and that's why we're going to include database, and we will be using MySQL. But I'm not going to dig into really management field because there are different types of how we're going to manage the MySQL, but we're just going to use the basic one, which is relational database. We'll learn more about it in the future. And then again, our goal here is to build an e-commerce website. We'll try to do our best to make this happen. I already have available videos for tutorial, so you can always watch it in advance. It's on the YouTube channel that I presented to you a while ago. You can always watch it in advance, so you can, you already have basic knowledge. Good. We'll try to make it happen. We'll try to make an e-commerce website. Are you guys ready? Ready ba tayo na? Of course. All right, and then of course that's gonna be our final requirement. Okay, so dalion natin eh. How often are we going to meet? We will conduct a synchronous class like what we're doing right now, at least once to twice a week. But most probably we'll be doing it once a week lang sa. But it's gonna be 2 hours. 2 hours. Okay? And then once we nanatay face-to-face class, then we will be doing online class, and then we'll also be doing a face-to-face class in the NORSU laboratory. If there is no synchronous class, I will upload a pre-recorded class to my YouTube channel. Assignment and assessment activities will be followed. So same thing that we've been doing the previous semester. And then in case of dili ta ka klase, taking the assessment activity on time will credit your attendance for the week. So even though di ta ka klase through Google Meet, is check ra gyapon yung attendance through taking the assessment on time. And then learning assessment activities like quizzes, examinations will be done through Google Form that will be posted in Google Classroom. Assignments will be posted through Google Classroom as well. And this is the YouTube channel that I was talking about. You can visit it anytime you want. And then here's the course requirements. Attendance is 10%, 20% for the assignments, learning assessments, and projects. Major examination is 30, total of 100. So here's the thing. Since Bais, okay, line in section. Anyway, in the past semesters that we're doing a class since ever since nag-pandemic, wala ko kahatag project because it's just not the right since we're just doing it online. So instead, since dili ko katag project, most of the time your grade in assignment will automatically be equivalent for your project. So if for example na kay 18% sa assignment, then napo kay 18% sa imong projects. That's what I've been doing, guys. And then make sure, of course, to get your attendance checked every time, and then make sure to take the learning assessment activities. Now this has deadline, so kung deadline ani deadline jud siya because it's Google form. But for your assignments, it's okay if malate. Pwede ka mo take sa pila na ka weeks, pila na ka months na, so long as you take it, it will be accepted. But for learning assessment, once ma-expire na tong iyahang time limit, di na siya ma-open balik. Dili na siya, di na ka pwede mo submit ba? Unlike sa assignment. So make sure to take both of that, and that's going to be a total of 20 each. And then obviously the final examination that consists of midterm and finals. That's 30, that's a total of 100. Alright, and then student directory, please take a screenshot. This is part of your assignment. Please copy this link, or I'm going to give the link to you guys later on, but just back up, please take a screenshot now. Please fill out the student directory, same thing. You'll have to input your contact information. You have to read the virtual classroom policy. Make sure to read, guys, okay? Because it's very important. And then, virtual classroom policy and your contact information. Kindly take a screenshot so you can copy it on your browser later on. Alright, next is this would be the last, the tools for web development. So, web programming, web development. Hold on. Programming. So these are the applications or tools that we have to prepare for web development. For desktop, laptop users, now my computers at home, please install Notepad++ or Sublime Text. These are text editors. So even though they are text editors, we can build websites, we can code websites through this. But if gananjud mo kanang proper programming editor good, please install Microsoft Visual Studio. Okay, so again, if you wanted to experience an actual programming tool, programming application, install Microsoft Visual Studio. Again, this is an IDE or integrated development environment. This will require an advanced learning good para magamit ni siya. But if ganan mo simple ra jud nga programming, just use either Notepad++ or Sublime Text. Okay, you can download it through this website. And then for the Microsoft Visual Studio, just Google it. And then of course, please install Chrome or any web browser. And then for Android user, now question is, if walay laptop, walay computer, sir, saan ko program? Don't you worry, you can still do web development using Android or iPhones or smartphones for that matter. So for Android users, please install SharpEdit. This is a mobile IDE. So what do you mean by IDE? It's integrated development environment. Okay, so when say IDE or integrated development environment, these are murag kumbaga ang pinaka best way to describe it is like a program that will be used to create a program, or siya program nga gamiton para maka-create og program, nana ba? So this is mobile. So basically we can still do web development using our phones if you install SharpEdit. Then install offline browser. So this is the website. This is the icon. But some Android phones already have an offline browser on their own. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Oppo or Vivo ba itong phone niya na siya offline browser. That means if you're going to run an HTML file, automatic niya i-display ang graphics mismo, i-display niya ang website. However, my phone is, so far sa akong mga experience, I used to have a Realme phone, I used to have a Samsung phone, and right now I'm using a Xiaomi phone. It will not display the HTML code. It will only, if atong i-run ang HTML, mga text ra yung i-display. But I have experience not me, but my friend has, or my student before have a Vivo phone, and every time nga iyang i-run ang HTML, mo run siya automatic. But if dili gani sa imong end, please install this browser, offline browser. This is the icon. So it can run offline HTML files. Ano lang. And then for iOS users, please install these. Same thing. HTML is a text editor. Offline HTML, and install any offline HTML browser. I don't know unsa nga specific app because I'm not using iOS or Apple devices. So if you are using one, please choose or please install any offline HTML browser that will work on your phone. Alright, so these are additional tools. Muna na yung gingon ganina, Sublime Text, Visual Studio Code, and Chrome or any browser. So muna siya yung Notebook++, Sublime, and Microsoft Visual Studio. Alright, and then later on, we need to install a web stack. A web stack will handle PHP and MySQL requests or web requests. We'll talk more about it in the future, but please install either XAMPP or WAMP. But I would suggest to use XAMPP good as much as possible. Okay? Do you understand, guys? Magets ba? Hindi na ko makita good. Okay, alright. Okay, again, please install, but that will be later on once we get to the PHP part of our discussion already. I'll install XAMPP or WAMP. So basically, these are PHP and MySQL server. And then for Android, still once we get to the PHP, we can still do coding. That will be by installing KSWeb. KSWeb is an mobile na web stack. So it's like XAMPP, it's like WAMP but mobile. So this will handle PHP and MySQL requests. So please use this link because kani siya paliton mo kuni siya god. Paliton man nga app. So para di na ta mabayad, I di siya maayo kaysa, but I did nangita ko og kanang prepaid na daan ba. Kumbaga pirated na siya, but it still works. And so we no longer have to pay. I think payro nato na tag 150 siguro to. Kung palito nato na siya. So we don't necessarily have to pay for it since I found a version that is free. So just copy this link so you can install it. I'll send it to you guys later on as well. And additional tools, this is specifically for learning and advance. So for learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, I find there are tons of websites available for learning, but I find these three the most useful. These two rather, the W3 Schools and Tutorials Point. Please visit these websites for tutorials about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and any other programming languages or scripting languages. Now, if kinahan ka mo practice raw using your phone without internet, please install SoloLearn. This offers tutorials and very useful tutorials for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, MySQL, and any other scripting languages. And then specifically for CSS only for designing, please install Learn CSS. It's all free to download through Google Play Store and App Store, Apple App Store. Please take a screenshot now. All right. Okay, that's it. Do you have any questions, guys, before we end? Yes, miss. Please remind me na lang kay right after this. Yeah, I'll compile it and just in case malimot ko, please remind me, guys. I'll send you guys this one. Kani nga file mismo. Isa na ko niyo nga file mismo, and then you can just click on these links. Ano lang. All right. So, go ahead. ITS, nasa iyo lagi dai ko. Thank you for letting me know. Let me check. ITS jud lagi to, daan pa kung ano, duwa man ka section. Sorry about that. Hold on, let me show it to you para pwede mo take yung screenshot. Wala din ko naka-share. Naka-share pa ba ko? Yeah, naka-share pa. Palib na kog take si Aguilar man to sa place kog take kog screenshot ani. Hold on. Medyo hino yung connection dito ronda. Gaputol-putol kog ganiha while talking, guys.